Picture this, a world where every glance holds a promise and every letter is a window to the soul. Sounds like the Jane Austen novels you remember, right? Full of dreamy glances and swoon-worthy proposals that could make even the coldest hearts melt. But what if I told you there's more to these stories than meets the eye? That maybe Austen isn't the uncontested queen of romance we all thought she was. Before you start defending your favorite author, hear me out. I'm not here to diminish Austen's genius or question her rightful place in the literary canon. Absolutely not. I am here to take a closer look and understand why, when we say she might be bad at romance, we're actually uncovering something quite revolutionary. We're talking about romance, but not the kind that fills the pages of today's best-selling novels or blockbuster hits. Instead, we're probing into Austen's unique approach to love and courtship, which might not align with our modern-day fantasies of love at first sight and grand over-the-top gestures, or even with ideas of love that were in her own time. Today's fast-paced world, where love is often distilled into the most dramatic moments, the subtlety of Austen's romance can seem almost unconventional. But it's exactly this difference, the focus on the slow burn of love, compatibility, and the social and economic factors influencing relationships that makes her work so fascinating, and dare I say, so much more relevant to our understanding of romance and relationships. When we think of romance today, our minds often jump to love at first sight, grandiose proposals under the Eiffel Tower, or running through airports to stop that special someone from leaving. It's the big, sweeping gestures that make our hearts race. But when you step into the world of Jane Austen, you enter a realm where romance isn't a sprint, but a marathon. In Austen's universe, love is about understanding and resilience. Take Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. Their love story is anything but love at first sight. It's a slow burn, marred by misunderstandings, social pressures, and personal pride. Elizabeth quips, "Till this moment, I never knew myself," highlighting Austen's emphasis on self-awareness and personal growth as prerequisites for love. Or consider Sense and Sensibility's Elinor and Edward. Their love is quiet, built on mutual respect and shared values, tested through financial hardship and social expectations. And it's a reminder that in Austen's eyes, love is about enduring compatibility, not fleeting passion. And then there's Anne Elliot and Captain Wentworth from Persuasion. Their story speaks to the power of persistence and the pain of regret. After years apart, their love endures, suggesting true affection is not about grand gestures, but the long journey of understanding and forgiveness. In all these stories, Austen asks us to consider, is love about the lightning bolt moment, or is it about something deeper, something more enduring? Her characters don't fall in love because of destiny or fate. They grow to love each other through trials, understanding each other's flaws, and navigating the social and economic landscapes shaping their lives. Imagine characters who aren't just cutouts of perfection, but are as real as the person sitting next to you. That's the genius of Jane Austen. Her characters stumble, they falter, and yes, they grow in ways that feel deeply personal and incredibly real. Take, for instance, Emma Woodhouse from Emma. Austen herself described Emma as a heroine whom no one but myself will much like. Why? Because Emma is meddlesome, overly confident in her matchmaking abilities, and often blind to her own heart. Yet it's through her mistakes and the ensuing self-realization that she becomes endearing to us. Emma's journey to understanding the consequences of her actions and recognizing her feelings towards Mr. Knightley is as satisfying as authentic. Or consider the journey of Elizabeth Bennet in Pride and Prejudice. Lizzie's prejudice against Mr. Darcy is as palpable as his pride. Her initial misjudgments and their mutual misunderstandings make their eventual coming together so rewarding. It's a dance of personal growth where Elizabeth learns to look beyond first impressions and Darcy learns the value of humility. Elizabeth's realization that her prejudices have blinded her to Darcy's true character is a pivotal moment of self-awareness and growth. And let's not forget about Marianne Dashwood from Sense and Sensibility. Her romantic ideals and impulsiveness contrast starkly with her sister Elinor's sense and restraint. Marianne's journey from the depths of despair over an ill-advised attachment to learning the value of a love that is steady and true with Colonel Brandon teaches us about the dangers of equating drama with passion. And these characters, with their flaws and growth, make Austen's stories so relatable. They're not about finding someone perfect to complete you. They're about learning, growing, and finding someone whose imperfections you can embrace. And if you've ever chuckled to yourself at the absurdity of a situation in an Austen novel, then you've tasted her deliciously sharp wit. Jane Austen was a master at observing her society and then, with a sly smile, skewered its most ridiculous aspects, especially regarding the business of marriage and the social circus surrounding romance. Consider the opening lines of Pride and Prejudice. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. With this one sentence, Austen captures the mercenary approach to marriage that pervaded her society. It's witty, yes, but also a pointed critique of the economic considerations that often trumped romantic love and the marriage market of her day. Or take the character of Mr. Collins, also from Pride and Prejudice. His proposal to Elizabeth Bennet is more about his securing his own future and fulfilling Lady Catherine de Bourgh's expectations than love. Elizabeth's rejection of Mr. Collins and later her initial refusal of Darcy further underscores Austen's critique of marriages based on economic convenience rather than mutual affection. And in Mansfield Park, Austen presents a darker view of the marriage market through the character of Fanny Price, who observes the manipulations and strategizing that go into securing a good match. Her eventual marriage to Edmund, based on mutual respect and affection, starkly contrasts the other relationships in the novel, further highlighting Austen's critique. And let's not forget the satire in Northanger Abbey, where Austen playfully mocks the Gothic novel craze of her time while critiquing the superficiality of Bath's social scene. Through Catherine Morland's naivety, Austen exposes the absurdities of social expectations and the folly of valuing appearances and fortune over genuine human connection. Through her keen observations and biting wit, Austen invited readers to question the norms that constrained individuals, especially women, in their pursuit of happiness and authentic love. It's true, Jane Austen gives us some of the most sigh-worthy moments in literature. Her novels are sprinkled with declarations of love and romantic reconciliations that can make even the most cynical heart skip a beat. But the beauty of these moments isn't just in their immediate emotional impact, it's in how they're interwoven with the journeys of Austen's richly drawn characters and their reflections on the world they inhabit. Take, for instance, the second successful proposal between Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. After a long journey of misunderstandings and personal growth, Darcy's humble admission, "My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you," hits differently. It shows their development in the overcoming of social and personal prejudices. Or my personal favorite, the poignant, silent understanding between Elinor and Edward in Sense and Sensibility, when Edward reveals his freedom from his previous engagement. The simplicity of their love, grounded in mutual respect and restraint, speaks volumes about the depth of their connection, challenging the notion that true romance needs to be loud or flashy. And who could forget the intense emotion in Captain Wentworth's letter to Anne Elliot in Persuasion? "I am half agony, half hope I have loved none but you." This declaration, years in the making, showcases the enduring nature of love and the idea that true affection is worth waiting for, regardless of outside pressures or personal mistakes. These moments, and many others in Austen's works, remind us that while her novels critique social norms and champion character growth, they also celebrate the enduring power of love. And it's this combination, the heart-melting romance, the insightful commentary, the laughter, and yes, sometimes the tears, that has cemented Austen's place in the hearts of readers across generations. So, yes, Jane Austen's novels are romantic, but not solely for the sake of romance. They spark reflection on our own growth, the structures that shape our lives, and the nature of love itself, making us laugh, think, and feel deeply all at once. And that's what makes her work profoundly relevant today. So, let's toast to Austen's legacy as a storyteller who captures the essence of human connections and social observations. Look beyond the courtships and proposals next time you pick up one of her novels, and you might find yourself laughing, thinking, and seeing romance in a new light. Hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep up with the latest. You might be surprised by what's up next.